No. All right, we're gonna go ahead and get started. Hopefully everybody on Zoom can hear me and see me. I did unmute. I'm not getting a thumbs up or a thumbs down, so I haven't seen anything yet. So I'm gonna hold the phone. We're gonna go ahead and get started because this is a new space. We had a lot of challenges today. We have to bring in our own audio, our own screen, a lot of different things. So we are grateful that we found a place that can fit all of us because we have amazing volunteers. So we had to find a space that would hold enough people. That was a challenge. That was within our budget means. This place is exactly what we needed, except for we do have to bring everything. So we did get started. I'm sorry the screen is a little bit farther away. It's smaller. We'll make sure you always have printed agendas so that you can have everything you need. So every QR code I'm going to present in my presentation is going to be on your paper so that you can help support the Democrats. We're going to go ahead and get started. I believe the first thing on the agenda is the land acknowledgement. So AJ. For my speakers, pay attention. Your people on Zoom can only see you when you are standing right here. So make sure you're standing in front of the camera for the people on Zoom.
Thank you. Arizona LD12 Democrats acknowledge the land that we gather on today is the ancestral homeland of the indigenous nation that have inhabited this land since time immemorial. We take this opportunity to thank the Hohokam, including Akimel, Odam, Pima, and Pipash, Maricopa peoples of the past, present, and the future, for their traditional care of this land and their resilience. Attached to this physical space is a painful history, a forced removal, resulting in intentional genocide of its indigenous people. The history is important to all of us as a reminder not to cause further harm. We remain appreciative of our ability to teach, learn, and serve in a space of such importance and reverence.
Okay, January is, School Board Recognition Month. So this month, we invited Cedric Collins, who is a candidate for Keating School Board, to come and speak with us for just a few minutes and talk about what it means to be on a school board. And we also wanted to recognize all of the school board members that we have helped get elected and that are currently serving. I will read those names off after Cedric speaks with us. So everybody, please welcome Cedric Collins.
So I see myself in the camera to make sure everybody on Zoom can see me too. Anyway, how you guys doing today?
Hey.
Good, good. Thank you guys for being here.
Pardon here, I'll open up my speech.
All right. Allow me to introduce myself. Some of you know me and some of you don't. So my name is Cedric Collins and I'm running for Keating Elementary Governing Board. About 10 years ago, I had the opportunity to hear former Senate President Kat Cole speak, and she mentioned a profound statement that sticks with me to this day. She said, don't confuse having a seat at the table with having a voice. That really sticks with me because a lot of us sometimes mistake having a seat at the table for actually having a voice and being heard. But that's why I'm running. Well, I use running loosely because there ain't no pounds coming off. But anyway, That's why I'm running, because I want to be the voice of families that are suffering from food insecurity. In the Keating School District, breakfast is $1.70 per day, and lunch is $3.10 per day. And I have a colleague that I teach with in Casa Grande. She lives out here in Ahwatukee, and she said she goes for $40 a week for both of her children on a teacher's salary. So you guys do the math on that. I want to be a voice for those students who are experiencing mental health issues, because we have our superintendent of public instruction and some of his colleagues who see no benefit of social emotional learning. Yet, we have students taking their lives on campus. Granted, that was at the high school level, but where does it start? If we can catch them while they're young, we can probably prevent some of those cases. And the young lady that took her life at DV, she was not the first one that did that. There were 2 other students that took their life on Tempe campuses over the past 4 or 5 years, in case you didn't know about those. This one's tough for me to say, but I gotta say it because I'm an educator. I wanna be a voice for the educators and educational support staff who just wanna do their job efficiently without interference from those who are not even in the classroom. And listen, y'all don't understand. And maybe some of you do. Have you ever had someone try to tell you how to do your job? Like they can do it better than you, but then wouldn't do it when you offer it to them? Because I could be a little different sometimes. Come try, come teach my 16 and 17-year-olds, especially if they don't know or respect you. See how that turned out. And as we get ready to celebrate MLK Day, he said, everyone can be great because everyone can serve. Serving on the Keating Elementary Governing Board will allow me to be great. And before I get done here, I just want to say thank you, Stacey Travers. Where's Stacey Travers? Stacey Travers, I don't think you realize how much you mean to me. Like, no, seriously, you mean a lot to me. What you did for me today, that meant a lot. About to make a brother up here cry, but I'm not. Miss Doreen Garlid, where you at? You go and knock on doors for me. You've been getting me signatures. You didn't have to do that, but you do that, and I appreciate that. Where Corey at? Corey's been doing it. Where's Miss Janet? And I know I saw Miss Janet. Thank you for setting up events, inviting me to events, because canvassing looks a little different for me. My struggles are a little different than everybody else's. I'm not going to go into detail about that, but you guys can do the math. You're educated people. So, but I thank you guys. Nikki, thank you. Where's Doug? And Dave, where are they at? I know I saw Doug in here. Doug Arnold. Oh, he's trying to be all modest. Cade, you guys are out there with me at that farmer's market. And even on days I can't make it, you guys are out there getting signatures for me. I appreciate that. And Miss Bunny too, she's been out there too. So thank you all, I really appreciate that. And for those of you who signed my petition, thank you. If you've ever mentioned my name in a room, in a positive way, thank you. And I have signatures back there on the table too. If you haven't signed yet, get your boy on the ballot so we can make some changes and serve the community the way it needs to be served. And that's all I have to say. Have a good night, everybody.
Okay, so next slide is going to be our compilation of all of the school board members that we have helped get elected and that are currently serving. The list is long and we have a lot to be proud of. We have 4 members from the Keating School District, Michelle Fay, Wanda Kolomajek, Trina Nelson, and Kevin Walsh. We have 3 in Tempe Elementary, Allison Ewers, Monica Trejo, and Charlotte Windsor. Our entire board at Tempe Union is our folks. We have Andres Barraza, Bernetta Hodge, Sarah James, Armando Montero, and Amanda Steele. In Chandler, we have Patty Serrano. And Mesa Public Schools, we have Marcy Hutchinson and Kiana Sears. At the Maricopa County Community College District, we have Kelly Butler, Jacqueline Smith, Linda Thor. At EVIT, we have Laura Metcalf, who's also running for Maricopa County Superintendent of Schools. And then we have 3 candidates that are also trying to represent us in this next election. We have Cedric Collins, who we just heard from, who's running for Kyrene Governing Board, Nicole Miller, who's running for Tempe Union High School Governing Board, and Zania Pruzant. Let me try that one more time. Pruzant, say it for me again, AJ. Prazanovsky for Chandler Union. We have needs still, though. That list is long, but we still have a lot of openings and needs. So if you know anybody that's interested in running, have them reach out to us and we can put them in contact with who they need to be in contact with. Melissa? Thank you guys for helping all those folks get elected. Yes.
All right, so we would like to recognize any first-time attendees. So is this your first time attending an LD12 Dems monthly meeting? We have welcome packets that gives you all the information you need about our community. Is there anybody new? Oh, we have somebody in the back. Great. Do you want to? Thank you. Do you want to say your name and what city you're from? Mary Jane Brickham from Tempe something from Tempe. It's very hard to hear, but I did pretty good. I heard Mary Jane from Tempe. Anybody else? Go ahead. Amy from Chandler. Well, welcome. All right, is there anybody else? Well, that's great. We do have another person. Somebody who's being very shy. First name and city. All right, Piper from Ahwatukee. Excellent. Well, we love it. Thank you very much. We will make sure that you guys get your welcome packets. I didn't see any texts from anybody online, so I don't know if there's anybody new online, but I'll make sure we get your information as well.
Next, we are. Okay, next we are going to recognize any elected officials that we have here today. If you're an elected official, just raise your hand for me so I don't miss you. We have Karen Lathan, Constable for University Lakes District. We have Randy Keating, who is currently a councilman for Tempe. We have our Senator Mitzi Epstein. Oh, I'm so sorry. Yes, Randy Miller from SRP Board. We also have Corey Woods, Mayor of Tempe in the back, and we have Doreen Garlid, Tempe City Councilwoman. Let's see, Stacey Travers, our representative here. We also have our representative Patty Gutierrez here. Am I missing anybody else? Anyone? If Bridget was here, I would mention her because she says we always forget her. She's our Kyrene constable. Next up, I would like to invite AJ up. He's going to make a special announcement. Oh, and Jennifer Germain is our Justice of the Peace for San Marcos Precinct. She is online.
Thank you. Hello, amazing LD12 Democrats, dear friends. I want to take this moment of, as they say, personal privilege. Last year, you gave me the honor of serving you as your second vice chair on our board. And within that year, with the help of our amazing board, starting with Melissa, Sherry, Susie, Joe and Jeff, and Melanie, we accomplished a lot. We organized our participation on MLK Parade, Easter Parade with all East Valley Democrats, represented our LD and Juneteenth celebration, started our monthly Chandler meetings, led our friends at Chandler for Our City Volunteer Day, and the most importantly, the most fun, we wrote those bylaws for the next decade. And now, after hearing from many friends, many community members, with their support and encouragement, I decided to say goodbye to our board and to run for Chandler City Council. Thank you. I'm running to make Chandler the best that it can be. More inclusive, more vibrant, more welcoming city, a place where anyone and everyone will like to live, start a family, buy a home, start a business, work. A place that everyone would love to live in, a quality, beautiful neighborhood in peace, like I did for the last 18 years. And I'm so proud to say that our grassroots campaign is already on its way. We're knocking on doors daily. We're listening to our neighbors and, of course, collecting signatures. Join us in building a brighter future for Chandler, a future one everyone feels that they belong and they can reach their full potential. Let's make Chandler the best it can be. I want to thank you again, LD12, to every one of you, and specifically to our board member. Thank you.
We are gonna miss you. I've really enjoyed having AJ on the board. He has been wonderful. But with that, he is gonna do bigger and better things, I know it. We're gonna get him elected to Chandler City Council, I know it. So we're gonna work hard, but with that, that means that we will have an open position on the executive board. I forgot to hit the next slide, but I'll just tell you, I forgot, no, it's okay. With that, that means that per Article 4, I put these in here. Per Article 4, Section 3C, the second vice chair shall perform the duties of the chair during the absence or disability of the chair and the first vice chair, or in the event of a vacancy, until a successor is elected, and perform duties assigned by the chair or by these bylaws. So at next month's meeting, we will be voting in a second vice chair. If you are interested in becoming the second vice chair, please make sure that you contact me or Susie. I have our email addresses. I'll put them up in a little bit. And then 1 week prior to next month's meeting, anybody who's interested, I will send out your bios, your pictures to all of the elected PCs that we have or appointed PCs that we have in the district. So you have that information. I want to make sure that when we go into February's meeting, you have the information of anybody who is interested in running for the second vice chair. We are a great board. We work together great. I'd love to fill that seat next month. So please, if this is something that you're interested in doing, please let us know. I mean, this is the one volunteer position that you get appreciated a lot. A lot of people appreciate what we do. I appreciate all of my volunteers. I do it because of all of you, and I love what I do. So I would like to encourage anybody who's interested to please reach out to us so we can make sure we can get you the list of PCs so you can contact them. We want to make this open to everybody. So thank you. And I'll go put the while you do your next.
Thank you.
Sorry, I forgot about that.
Okay, next up, I have a quick PC update. Anybody that is planning on running and becoming a PC in the 2024 or 2026 term, if you have not already grabbed your PC petition and nomination form, Jeff is handing them out to people that he sees. If you haven't already grabbed it, there's also a blue bin back there. If he doesn't hand you yours, let me know. We are required to collect 10 signatures from registered Democrats in our precinct. So whichever precinct you live in, those are the people that you will collect signatures from. You can sign your own, and those are due back to me by February 16th, which is only 6 weeks away. So get cracking and let's get these turned in as quickly as possible. If you are not currently a PC and you would like to become one, I can still appoint PCs for the time being, if there is an opening in your precinct. And if you would like to also run and you're not currently a PC, see me and I'll get you the necessary paperwork and you can get those signatures yourself. Next up, Francine Bard is going to give us a quick Dems Give Back update for this month.
But before I do that, I need 2 more signatures for my. I have emailed you. Do I email you again?
Well, I can't put it in my phone, but talk to me after the meeting.
Okay. Hi, I'm Francine Bard and I'm running Dems Give Back. We have a pile of stuff back there. If anybody still has stuff in their car, I think Melissa's gonna have to take some home. So, thank you very much for the support. I really appreciate it. I know how hard the holidays are and everybody has their favorite ones. This is probably neck and neck with the Kyrene Resource Center drive, back to school drive with as much stuff as we've got. So thank you very much for your support. And we'll be doing this next month if you still haven't cleaned out your stuff. I won't name any names. A couple of people say, oh, I forgot, I'm gonna clean it up. It's okay if you don't, you know, whenever you get to it. Treasures for Teacher is a place I go to every now and then. I have neighbors who give me stuff, so, and I have a neighbor who volunteers there. So if you ever have stuff and you don't want to go all the way over to 48th Street and Southern, let me know. The same with Kyrene Resource Center. I had a holiday party and I have about 6 peanut butter and jelly jars in my garage. I haven't gotten around to dropping off, so each time is fine. So next month I will still be collecting for Treasures for Teachers. And then following that, we'll be doing a drive for the my sister's place. It's a women's shelter in Chandler for Mother's Day. So we'll have 2 months before Mother's Day to lead up to that. The leading things are toilet paper. Everything has to be new for the women's shelter. Toilet paper, towels, hand towels, dish soap, and small bottles of laundry. So if you guys want to keep that in the back of your mind, we'll keep Melissa online and make sure she sends out emails, because that's how we get responses. So if anybody has any questions, if anybody wants to help me, I'm really open. And on that note, I'll hand it back.
Okay, next up, we have our own Elijah Watson, who's an organizer for the, we're not calling it that, are we yet? For Jumpstart AZ.
Wow. Hello, everyone. How is everyone doing tonight? Good, good. I hope. Large crowd makes me happy to see. My name is Elijah Watson. I am the organizer with, it's called Jumpstart AZ, but I like to just tell people I'm the Arizona Democratic Party / Democratic National Committee organizer for Ahwatukee, LD12, Tempe, Chandler, etc. Right now, I'm also the only organizer on the entirety of the East Valley, so my turf actually right now spans a little bit from Ahwatukee all the way out to like Santan Valley. It's kind of a lot. So I just wanted to come up really quick, kind of talk a little bit about like what we've been doing. I've talked to a lot of people on the phones. A lot of people are like, where have you guys been? Where is Joe Biden? What is Joe Biden doing? That's why I'm here. I'm here to talk to you a little bit about Joe Biden. Did want to take a little bit of a poll because I like a little interactivity when I do these types of things. Go ahead and raise your hand if you've ever volunteered with the Democrats before. Okay, wow. Love that. Okay. Go ahead and raise your hand again if you've ever made like a cold call or you've knocked on some doors for the Democrats before. Okay, awesome. So we have a pretty like involved group here before. Final little piece of the interactive part. Raise your hand if you've ever made a cold call, knocked on some doors, and you left being like, this isn't really my thing. So a lot. Okay, cool. So that's kind of, I think, the thing that we're trying to change at the Arizona Democratic Party this year. We started launching operations in late November, which is super duper late for election seasons, right? But the reason that we did is that we are launching a new national strategy. It's called relational organizing, right? Relational meaning you are working with the relationships that you already have of your own lives, whether that be like a neighbor or that's like, I don't know, a sibling, family member, friend, ex-husband, I don't know, whoever you want, right? Reaching out to the people that you know in your lives that you have a direct connection with and trying to get those commitments to vote for Democrats, right? Because we know that when we call people at the Democrats, right? And I say, hi, it's Elijah with the Arizona Democrats. The first thing you do is you hang up the phone. And I'm used to that. It's okay. I expect that because I also hang up the phone when it happens to me, right? Same thing when we go to your door. If we knock on the door and I go, hi, I'm Elijah with the Arizona Democrats. Are you voting for Democrats up and down the ballot? You slam the door on my face. And that is okay. I respect that because I do the same thing. So when we talk about relational organizing, the really cool thing about it is we're not having you go and knock on doors in your community. So if you don't like knocking doors, don't worry, you don't have to do that. You're not making cold calls to people that you've never talked to before, right? So random people in your community, you don't have to call them. It's okay. What we want you to do now is we have events every single week. We have two types of events that I really love. First off, we have share banks, which I think some of the people in this group may like a lot. Share banks are where we're using content that has been made by like the Democratic National Committee by our amazing content strategist in state. Her name is Amy. Shout out to Amy. And what we're doing is we're sharing this content with our friends and family, right? What that means is this content is things like, you know, what has Joe Biden done in the past 4 years, right? What have Democrats done in regard to the Inflation Reduction Act, right? I think all of us have heard a lot about the economy. Yeah. That is, it's content that we are sharing to change people's mind and try to push people over the edge, right? Some of those people in our lives that maybe are for sure voting for Democrats, that's why we're sharing content to them. The second event is my personal favorite, is called friend banking. Friend banking is a lot like phone banking, if you've ever done it in the past, right? Where we're reaching out to the people around us in our communities, whether that be a neighbor, again, a sibling, family member, friend, etc. And we're starting the conversation for 2024. We are officially in the election year, folks, and I know it is not the happiest feeling on earth. I know some people are a little bit anxious. I'm definitely a little anxious. We're only 305 days out from election day. But we want to start those conversations now for 2024 because November is going to come before you even know it, right? So starting those conversations out in the most natural way possible from you is what is going to make us at the Democrats feel a lot better. And here's the biggest kick. This is like the thing that I think everybody loves to hear, right? When you start the conversation with people on behalf of us, and you get those commitments from them to vote for Democrats up and down the ballot, later in like the year in October and November, when we're making like, you know, 330,000 calls across the country to Democrats in Arizona, your friends that you've contacted won't be contacted. That sounds like a blast, right? I'm sure your friends would love for their birthday to not be contacted by the Arizona Democrats in October and November. So these events are every Tuesday and every Thursday from 5:30 to 7 p.m. At the end of the meeting, I'll be going around and talking to every single one of you. I'll be carrying around a little clipboard. You can't miss me in this turtleneck. I'm 6'6", don't try to. But please sign up for an event. I would love to see you guys out in the field. We have so much to do this November, and yeah, thanks so much. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Elijah. Okay, quick state committee meeting update. For those that are state committee members, you should have already received your email from Arizona Democratic Party with details and your unique registration link. The meeting is in person, but you still do have to register in order to be able to vote electronically using Election Buddy. So if you haven't already registered, please do that. If you are not able to attend in person at Phoenix College on January 27th, we will need you to complete a proxy so that somebody else can vote in your place. LD12 is hosting an informational meeting the Saturday before, so Saturday, January 20th. And at that meeting, we'll talk about what's going to be presented at that meeting, whether there's bylaw changes, resolutions, that type of thing, just to give you a heads up of what to expect. So again, that will be virtually on January 20th. And if you have any questions, come see me. And yes, Jeff has proxies, so if you think you're not gonna go, raise your hand and let him know.
And distribute them.
Yes, thank you. And then we have some upcoming events. Well, I'll just do it since I'm here, just hit the slide. Lots of things upcoming. These are all on the LD calendar and on Linktree and on the agendas that you have with you. Some points of note, this coming weekend, we will be having a table at the Chandler Multicultural Festival. This is at AJ Chandler Park in downtown Chandler, and our booth is strictly informational, just letting people know who we are and what we stand for. This event is pretty much all day long. It's 11 to 5, and they have all kinds of musical performances, dancing, arts, crafts, food, and fun. So if you would like to volunteer at our booth to let people know about our LD, I have a sign up QR code there on this. Well, Melissa, can you flip it, please? One more, thank you. Or you can see me if you're interested in helping. We're doing 2-hour shifts and we need help with setting up and tearing down at the beginning and end. And then as always, we have our Dems and Donuts, Watering Hole Wednesday, game night, and AZ Readers and Leaders book club. So if there's something that you want to come join us at, please do. Next up, we're gonna get a quick update about Decadent Delights from Kathy Beebe.
Hello. On your agenda, you see a little QR code to sign up for the Decadent Delight tickets. And that's going to be February 24th from 6 to 8 p.m. And it's going to be at a location that's we haven't had before. We have always had this at Marie Colangelo's home. She opened it up. It's going to be at Paul Marion Welch's home. And we want to thank you for that. If you're interested in baking, we don't have a sign-up sheet yet, but see me. And this is one of our big fundraisers. We have a lot of fun. It is decadent desserts and and refreshments. Anything else, group? I want to thank the people that that are volunteering. Anybody want to volunteer? Please see me. It's a fun time.
Thank you. I'll send you. Kathy, can we buy tickets for Young Dems?
I don't know.
Yes, he should have set it up to buy tickets for the Young Democrats. Decadent Delights is one of the largest fundraisers that LD12 does. It is amazing. Judy and Bill put together beautiful baskets. Marie Colangelo has always done this, and Kathy is going to be taking over. And I just want to say it's the one time where we go there and it's just socialized. We get to socialize and eat lots and lots of chocolate. There's nothing better than eating lots and lots of chocolate and drinking champagne. So you can buy your tickets. They will be in the letters. They'll be on the website. They'll be everywhere. You know that. The QR code is also on your agenda. So if you'd like to buy your tickets, and yes. We always like it when the Young Democrats get to join us for social time because it's very important. So thank you. I'm looking forward to it. And lots of chocolate. And you always get a goodie bag to take home. I mean, it's great. Oh, oh, she left her questions on her phone. Her phone is tied up. So we're gonna ask the city council members, will you hit just the arrow button to the right? So, no. All of our city council and mayor to come on up to the front, Tempe City Council, sorry. And while they are on their way up, I want to thank everybody for joining us tonight. I know there's a very important college football game going on right now, but in case you want to know, while they're all coming up, the score is 3 Washington, 17 Michigan. Yeah. It is in the second quarter. And there's 2 minutes left in the second quarter. I've been watching the scores. I'm sorry, I'm a big football fan, so I was sorry that we had to have it on the same night. Okay, so I do have.
Want to make sure.
We are gonna go ahead and we're gonna be spotlighting you guys, so just make sure you'll be able to come up here and just try to watch the cord. Don't trip. I don't need anybody. No? Can we see everybody? Here, hold this and I'll spotlight. Look, hold this.
Maureen's on the end. Can I see David? Can you see David? David, raise your hand for me. David? Okay, yes, we can see everybody.
Okay, so the format is going to be, Melissa, what was it? Introductions. 1 minute introductions. We'll just go down the line this way. And then we will ask questions.
We're supposed to draw names. I'm so sorry. Can I do it really quick?
Yes.
Do it in a row.
Yeah, we can just go start with introductions.
Yep.
And I will hand you the mic. We'll go down the line, 1 minute introduction, and then we will go from there.
Is everybody ready? I'll take that as a yes. Hey, my name is David Lucier, and I want to be your next Tempe City Council member. I'm a U.S. Army Special Forces Vietnam combat veteran. Got civilian service in both Iraq and Afghanistan. And I was inducted into the Arizona Veterans Hall of Fame in 2009. I came to Tempe in 1970 after Vietnam, after the Army, enrolled in Arizona State University where I graduated with honors in political science. I went on to become a member a member of a company that was involved in telecommunication finance. I've been a board member and commission member for several different city boards and commissions. I've been very, very active in the veterans community the last 20 years. I helped co-found the Tempe Land Trust, and I look forward to doing more work going forward. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. Corey Woods, Mayor of the City of Tempe, Arizona. Thank you. I've been honored to serve as mayor for the last 3.5 years. I've now been on council. This is my 12th year of serving the residents of the city of Tempe, and it's truly been an honor. I've had a wonderful time. It's been a challenging time, but I truly do believe that our city's best days are very much ahead of us when it comes to the creation of more affordable and workforce housing, economic development. We are already on our Climate Action 2.0 plan when some cities are just starting on their first. And really enhancing a lot of our transportation options so people have an opportunity to get around, not just simply by automobile, but by other methods like bicycle, train, streetcar, et cetera. So I'm very, very excited to be running for a second term. And I just want to say, as a person who's a University of Michigan grad, class of 2000, a lot of my friends are currently in Houston at the game, but I love LD12 so much that I'm here with you. So I'll pass it to Mr. Tapia.
Very good. Good evening, everyone. My name's Hugo Tapia, and I am running for city council. I am a psychologist. I work for the Tempe Union High School District. I deal primarily with a number of very difficult cases. The most difficult cases in our district are the ones that I kind of handled in special education. So that's what I do during the day. I am the chair of the Human Relations Commission, which is, it kind of drove me to run for this seat, primarily because I'm very interested in engaging more of our marginalized communities that we still have in Tempe, and I'm an expert at engaging with people, and that's what I do every single day, and I want to continue that with our community and engaging people into the belonging into our city.
Hi, my name is Nikki Amberg. I am a 25-year resident of Tempe. I also am a 25-year policy wonk and nonprofit, serial nonprofit, been on a lot of nonprofit boards. I was the chief of staff for the Arizona Senate Democrats for about 10 years. Also worked for the state party for all those years, mainly doing legislative coordinating campaigns. So I've done a ton of campaign work, and I tell people that I actually worked for the state party before the state party was really the state party that it is now. I've been on a ton of nonprofit boards. My first one was for Tempe Community Council, and I kind of got addicted, so I've kind of just been doing it every year. I'm currently on still 2 of them, National Charity League and Big Brothers and Big Sisters of Central Arizona. So I'd like to take that 25 years of public policy and nonprofit wonkiness and basically contribute to the Tempe City Council. Thank you.
Go ahead.
Hi, everybody. My name is Randy Keating. I'm currently on the Tempe City Council in my 2nd term. I am a working class guy. I live in Reddit precincts and was the chair of LD17, LD26, first vice chair of the Maricopa County Democratic Party, first vice chair of the Arizona Democratic Party, Obama delegate, 2015 MLK Diversity Award winner, and the 2011 Young Democrat of the Year. So I've been doing good work on the city council. I have a record that I'm incredibly proud of. Some of the stuff that you may not know about. I mean, I have a record that progressives can look at and say, wow, this guy's actually accomplishing a lot of good for our city. A couple of other awards that just popped into my head since I have some more time. It has also awarded the Tempe District, Tempe Elementary District Excellence in Education Rising Star Award a couple of years back, and I received the North Star Award for my work with Tempe Pre in the city. So I have a lot of stuff I want to talk to you about today. I'm really looking forward to it. Thank you for being here. You're in such an important football game, and Mayor, don't tell my parents I said go blue.
I'm gonna stand up because I can see some of you in the back kind of looking around each other. My name is Doreen Garlid. I have been before I got on council, I volunteered in the city of Tempe on different boards, commissions, Girl Scouts, Little League, PTOs, all those kinds of things. I spent a lot of time on Pecos Park out here with soccer for my kids. But I raised my 4 children in Tempe, volunteered as much as I could possibly. I absolutely love that. I am a member of the Navajo Nation. My husband is Scott, and we raised our 4 kids, like I said, in Tempe. I just want to say that, you know, I love volunteering and serving our community. I have done it in many, many different ways. Grassroots on the ground, digging holes, helping people out, putting in trees, Meals on Wheels. I've done so many things in the community. And I think being on council is a different outreach for that, but also being able to serve the community. I do everything that I can try to do to be a part of the community. I'm still on the TIE Foundation, Tempe Impacts Education Foundation. I do a lot of things with the National League of Cities to try to bring policies and information here so that we don't have to reinvent the wheel. We can improve things in Tempe, and I hope to get your vote.
Okay.
And Joe, go first. Doreen will go second. David. Corey.
Okay, so the format for questions will be 1-minute answers, and we'll go in that order and then switch it up for the next one. So the first question that I have is for the incumbents. Is Doreen going first? Hugo? Okay, so for the candidates who have not been on the board before, or at the council, explain something that is your top priority that you felt has not been a priority with the Tempe City Council yet. And then for the people that are current council members and mayor, what's something that you're focused on that you have not been able to accomplish yet that you want to accomplish this time around?
I think that one of the things, and I'm standing too because I can see everybody. Thank you, Doreen. One of the things that, you know, we have a wonderful city. I really recognize that. And one of the things that I really would love to do is have more community engagement. And by community engagement, I mean actually going into our neighborhoods and really talking to folks about what their needs are and what is it that they actually want on a consistent basis. My background really leads me to do that on a consistent basis with everybody that I meet. And I really would like to continue that work and really work on getting down there with the people and getting engaged with them to really learn what is it that they need. So that's what I'm.
I have, in serving the community, I have also served internationally. I've been on 15 different medical mission trips around the world, serving some of the poorest communities. And from there, being on the Navajo reservation and serving and volunteering there with my family, everywhere you go, there are people that need help. And as much as I feel like that we have made some really good progress in serving the most vulnerable in our community and serving our seniors, there is still so much more we can do. If there's one person living on the street, it's too many. And I really think that doing a little bit more focusing on trying to get more affordable housing, we are doing great. We are adding more. We are starting to take control of what we are going to do with affordable housing and workforce housing in the city of Tempe. We realize that we're not going to get private property owners to be doing it for us, that we need to be doing on our own. So we're really taking steps at the city of Tempe to do that right now. But I think the most important thing is continuing to focus on those most vulnerable in our community, because that's what tears at my heart.
Well, thanks again for being here and listening to everything they have to say. I have a vision of livability for Tempe. I'd like Tempe to become the most livable city in the state, number one. Number two, I think it's extremely important that we bring our city government together with and align it with our residents. I think we have to recalibrate. You know, we're at the start of a whole new day here, and we've experienced some rough seas most recently, and it basically reflects that kind of problem, a gap, and so we need to close that gap and work towards Tempe as being the most livable city in the state. Thank you.
So piggybacking off of something Councilmember Garlid talked about, we have a nationally recognized program for affordable housing called Hometown for All that has really made tremendous strides in creating a sustainable revenue stream to not just simply talk about affordable housing, but make sure that we have the resources to create it. But we are right now having a conversation with our city staff about actually doing a bond for November of 2024 that would actually bring us probably somewhere between 20 to 30 million additional dollars to make sure that we have money set aside in an account. So when properties come up for sale, we have the ability to act immediately and acquire those properties and create more housing for our teachers and our service workers and for people in Tempe who are rapidly being priced out. So while the current program is working really well, I think we actually need to do more and create that bond so we can pour even more gasoline on that program and keep more people in the city of Tempe.
So I actually think that the city of Tempe does a fantastic job when it comes with dealing with the homeless. What I would actually like to do if I were to get your vote and be elected to the city council with our Hope Team, Care 7, with Harris Foundation, and with TCAA, all working together. They do an amazing job with that population in our city, but it's not going to really matter unless we can get the city of Phoenix, Scottsdale, Chandler, Gilbert, you know, all of the surrounding communities doing the same thing that we're doing. So I would actually love to kind of spearhead a Maricopa County-wide using ASU's resources to get together and make sure that everybody's kind of on the same page so that, you know, some of these folks aren't hopping from, you know, city to city trying to get services. You know, once you leave Phoenix and you go into Scottsdale, well, you know what, the city of Phoenix has absolutely no idea where you've been. There's no way of tracking these folks. So if we really want to get down and really help solve the problem, we really need to use more of a global, regional, you know, plan in order to get a lot of this stuff done.
Good.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
Yeah.
I want to continue the work that I've done, right? So we look at Tempe Pre, and I'm very proud of Tempe Pre. And this year, you may not know this, we finally made it a permanent fixture of our budget. So when we have the budget crunch coming up, we will keep our high quality preschool program that is free to those that are 200% of the poverty level. But that's not enough. I would like to see universal pre-K in the city. Tempe Works, which I also created about 6 years ago, has taken 70 individuals off the street, given them housing, given them a job with the city, given them wraparound services, a complete path to self-sufficiency. That has been on a shoestring budget for, and every year we add more, but it's never enough. I want to make sure we're continuing to expand that program, continuing to offer folks a greater path through apprenticeships at our local unions. Speaking of prevailing wage, Mayor, I'm going to get it done. We're working on it for 4 years, my colleagues. We're finally at a spot where I think we can. And also the source of income ordinance we just passed. I want to make sure that it's enforceable and applied equitably across the city of Tempe. So there's a lot of work to be done still.
Thank you.
Right. Yeah, thank you. Look at that, she's doing a great.
Rep Contreras, thank you for the assist. Okay, this question is from me. When we flip the legislature to a Democratic majority and reverse the laws that are banning rent caps, are you in favor of some rent controls? Why or why not? Who are we starting with?
We're starting with Doreen.
I think if you were able to look at our council communicator that comes into the city of Tempe, you would see that there is an awful lot of emails that we get that our people are having questions about rent control. What can they do? What resources could we offer them? So yes, I think it's an important thing for us to be able to look at and to be able to apply here to make a difference in the city. I know that there's different arguments on why people say that it doesn't work, but I think we have not tried it. I think we need to try it. I think it's really important for our community. I think it's important for our residents. It's really frustrating when you create a home and you feel really comfortable in that home. And then the next time you turn around, your landlord has increased your rent and you can't afford it any longer than where you're gonna go. That's heartbreaking. I can't even imagine that. So yes, I think it's really important and let's flip it.
David.
You know, I lived in Berkeley, California for a couple of years and lived there as an artist. And I can tell you that rent control is very, it's a contentious issue. And it's not a very good solution to some of the problems, particularly unique to Tempe. I think the solution is affordable housing, as the city would be that's part of their business plan, that they would become operators, because the private sector is not going to do it. I've helped put together an affordable housing group for veterans, 55 units down here on A Street. Highly successful. I was on the steering committee for Catholic Charities for their homeless and housing program, and we came up with real solutions that work and are working today. So rent control, maybe in 1980, maybe in Berkeley, California, but not Tempe, Arizona.
So my perspective is I would be in favor of it. One of the biggest things I heard when I became mayor in July of 2020 when the pandemic was raging were mostly people who were senior citizens calling me. And that is the fastest rising group of people who are becoming homeless, frankly, due to rising rent costs. People would call me and say, Mayor, my rent's gone up 20 or 30% year over year. And how can anyone actually afford that? And so I think we have to try to find ways to see if we can cap or stabilize rents to ensure that people are still able to live here, and especially seniors living on a fixed income. I think about my father all the time, who's 84 years old, who's never going back to work, and who's not going to be able to earn more money. He should not live the rest of his life on the streets or in a very difficult situation because someone's just simply trying to gouge him. So my perspective is not only should we have the ability to implement rent control, I appreciate the folks in this room returning more power to the localities and saying we have to have the ability to govern ourselves and not have one size fits all solutions that don't work for Tempe.
So as somebody that worked really hard back in the day to get the Senate split 15-15, which we did for 2 years, and I have to say those were very glorious 2 years. Good luck, you know, I'll all for it. So yes, I am actually in favor of rent control, but even more so, what I would love to do until that happens. And guys, you know that the legislature passed a bill last year that won't allow the city of Tempe to tax long-term rentals anymore. I would actually like to, until the rent control thing can be actually implemented statewide, I would love to do something to work towards making sure that all of those owners of all of those rental places, especially the high rises that are being owned, that are owned by California companies, making sure that whenever they no longer have to pay that tax, that they are actually lowering the rent, which was what the spirit of that law was. So until the rent control happens, I would love to start working on that.
So who's that? The short answer is yes, I would support rent control. The longer answer is kind of a policy question, in which I actually met with the governor's office not too long ago. I saw Senator Epstein down there, which caused a kerfuffle. We have got to repeal the ban on inclusionary zoning. That has to be a #1 priority when Democrats take the legislature. If you don't know what that is, that says if you come to the city of Tempe and you want to build a high rise, I can't tell you that 30% of those units have to be affordable or workforce housing. I can't vote against it because they're not. And if I did, I'd get sued. So what we see now is we have 7 Democrats on the Tempe City Council. Do you believe that if we didn't have that specter over our head, that it's sort of Damocles, we would not say, you want this on Tempe Town Lake? I need 50% workforce, I need 50% affordable. It is the biggest hindrance we have to affordable housing, not only in the city of Tempe, but the state of Arizona. So you guys are doing good work here to flip the legislature. As soon as we do, that's got to be a bill I'm looking forward to Senator Epstein dropping day 1.
Okay, one of the things that I think about, because I serve on the board of Trellis Community Development in Phoenix, and one of the things that I think about Tempe is that we're a city of renters. And I think one of the things that we have to really begin to acknowledge as a city and as a city council is the fact that we need to become a city of home ownership and encourage people and work with folks that can develop programming that is going to help people to develop their wealth. And the best way to develop wealth for people that don't have the means is really to assist them in really and encouraging them to go in that direction. Because that's the way that people are going to be able to move forward in their lives. And that's what we should be focusing on. I think that I would repeal those limits that the Republican legislature has put up on us, but we need to continue to look at things in a different way.
Okay, yes, does everybody ask?
Next question.
So he's first on the next question, he already knows. Go ahead.
Okay, we also requested questions from our community members, and this is from one of them. It says, I work with a group that serves meals to the homeless. We've been doing this for years, and now Tempe requires a permit for $500, renewable every 6 months, as well as insurance. We are volunteers who prepare food, collect clothes, and donate food. This amount of money may not seem like much to you, but it does to us. Doesn't Tempe already have insurance for its parks? What happens to that $500? And why do you make it so hard to feed people who may not eat otherwise? What is your plan to address this?
Well, it just so happens I have a lot of experience in this area. In 20 years with the, working in the veterans community, we had what they called stand down. And it was every man for himself. But we finally got our arms around it and put together a statewide coalition so that there was coordination. There was minimum standards for programming. And what we did is we brought veterans into a central location and surrounded them with services, everything from veterinary service for the pets to haircuts to VA benefits to access to healthcare, whether you were, if you didn't qualify for VA medical benefits. But surrounding those people with access to the various and sundry resources that they need. It can be done. I've been doing it for close to 20 years now, and it's a great model to follow in the non-veteran community. It just makes sense.
So the only quick thing I'll say about the question as well is we actually have always required permits. It's just that the law was previously being sort of unevenly enforced. But the biggest thing from my perspective is trying to find a way to make sure that we can serve the most vulnerable people in our community, but also make sure that we're balancing what our neighborhoods want at the same time. And what was beginning to happen was, while a lot of our residents are extremely compassionate people, they were concerned with sort of large unpermitted gatherings happening, 150, 200 people directly adjacent to their neighborhood, and feeling like, we need to make sure we know exactly who's here and what's being done. So I think the challenge is trying to make sure that we can still find ways to make sure that people get food and access to services and clothing and things of that nature, but make sure that we can also help people obtain the necessary permits and also find places to do it where it isn't inconveniencing an adjacent neighborhood where many times people have purchased their home, which is their largest single investment.
Like I said earlier, part of my, passion in the last 25 years has been volunteering, and a lot of it has to do with this. I'm on the National Charity League board, and one of our new charities is actually the Heiress Foundation. So we are beginning to do a lot of stuff with that. I've also gone to Feed My Starving Children, to La Paz de Cristo, to St. Mary's Food Bank. So I see firsthand like how impactful organizations like this have on those very, very, very vulnerable populations. I am all for making it easier for organizations like this to do the work that they're doing, because vast majority of it is volunteers and people are doing it out of the kindness of their heart. But like Corey said, I also think that if you are going to be impacting a neighborhood, wherever it is that you're doing, that you also bring them into the fold and you get their information and you get their side of the, their opinion in terms of what is going on there, and try to work together as a group to come up with a solution that's going to work for everybody.
I think the mayor and Ms. Amberg said it pretty well. I don't have to tell a room full of Democrats that Tempe is a compassionate city. In fact, we spend more per capita than any other city in the valley on human services. And while certainly we do want to make sure that we are doing everything we can to address the needs of our most vulnerable populations, it is important to have a permit. It is important to have insurance. Now, I'm not going to claim to understand what that insurance does, because insurance has never, ever been there for me when I needed it. However, I am sure that the city council and our staff can look at ways to be more accommodating to these groups, find a space that may be more appropriate, and certainly look at the fee structures that we're charging these groups. It's different if Randy Keating wants to throw a campaign rally or a concert in a park than if someone wants to feed the homeless in a park. So I think that's something we can do to be better partners with these individual groups. But I would recommend anyone that wants to have a special event in the city of Tempe in a park or public space to make sure you get your permit and go through the proper process for liability reasons and public safety, if no other.
So I echo what has been said up here. I think it's really important. We are a compassionate community, and our council and our staff is a compassionate group of people to work with, and we are trying our best to make sure that we are doing every single thing we can to make sure that we are serving those members of our community. And one of the things that somebody was asking me, they said, hey, I have some time. I have a group. We'd like to, serve some people, some homeless people. Can we just go up to them in the street? Can we set up somewhere in the park? And I'm like, you know what? I've got a great idea. We have 2 hotels in the city of Tempe that we have for transitional housing. We have had a really good rate of being able to get members off of the street and into these transitional housing, and then out of that transitional housing, those 2 hotels that we purchased, and into their own permanent housing. The percentage, I think it was 78 or something like that, or 88 last time I checked. But it's a great place to be able to take people that are on the street and give them those wraparound services, get them their driver's license, get them their social security card, get them all those things that they need. The thing that they don't have is they don't have daily food. They have a food box that they get from Tempe Community Action Agency. I'd love for organizations to start taking food to those hotels to help them out.
I think that one of the things that I think about when I think of those particular issues that you're asking about is the issue of collaboration. I think we have to, as a city, collaborate with those stakeholders that are actually providing services that are much needed. I mean, I go and visit the Ares Foundation event every Tuesday night, and it's a community of homeless individuals, but it's part of our community. And we have to allow those kinds of events to be a part of our fabric, because we're doing actually something very powerful for those individuals. When we actually see people that may be suffering from mental illness go and actually ask for help at the table, that's really what that means. So we are a community of empathy. We are. And we are compassionate, but we have to collaborate.
Okay, this will be our last question before closing arguments. This comes from our own Justice Precinct Judge Sharon Saul. She says that Kyrene is the #1 eviction court out of the 26th and also all of Arizona. As the Kyrene judge, what other thoughts do you have to curb the amount of evictions that she has to adjudicate?
Thank you. I think the answer is 2 words: affordable housing. The reason that people are being evicted is because they simply can't afford the rent. And as that line said, the rent is too high. And I think we have to find ways to ensure that people have access to safe, quality, affordable, and workforce housing options in our community, and frankly, throughout Maricopa County and throughout the entire state of Arizona, that is not causing them to get evicted, because that is the major issue. It's not that people don't want to have a roof over their head. Everyone wants to have that kind of dignity. But the fact of the matter is there are so many people who are stretching themselves way too much because the rent is just too high, or they are paying more than 30% of their take-home income every month, which is simply not sustainable. So the answer to that is we have to try to find ways to help people get quality, safe, affordable housing. And I do think we also, Mr. Tapia talked about this earlier, have to also try to find ways to see if we can also get people into affordable home ownership opportunities so they have the opportunity to build generational wealth.
So I absolutely agree with Corey on this one. I think the best way to combat this is affordable housing. And going back to what I said about homelessness, and one of the things that I would like to do in my campaign, if I were to get your vote, is, you know, in the city of Tempe, we can't just build a little line all the way around it and think that we're going to solve the issue of affordable housing. I mean, the Kyrene district is a perfect example that actually encompasses the city of Phoenix, Chandler, and Tempe. So I would love to work with my colleagues on those other 2 councils and try to come up with solutions. It may not necessarily be that we're going to build something in Tempe because we're landlocked, but we can work across the aisle, going into Ahwatukee, going into Chandler, and making sure that these teachers or firefighters, people that have just graduated from ASU, they actually do have a place where they can go and they can live near where they're working and be able to afford where it is that they're working.
Well, you know what I'm going to say? Affordable housing, right? That's clearly the one of the biggest solutions to this issue. But another one is advertising the services that we already have available. So, and one of my opponents last cycle, we ended up becoming friends. Their heater broke in their house a couple weeks ago, and he didn't know that Tempe provides things like emergency repair assistance, emergency rental assistance. We will work with you to keep you in your home. And we have programs to do that, but people don't know about it. Imagine running for city council and not knowing that. But these are critical programs that keep you off the street, keep you in your home, and that's much easier than getting you back in at home. Ms. Amberg's absolutely right. It's a regional effort. That's why I'm proud to serve on the East Valley Partnership Board. We talk about these issues every single meeting. How can we make sure that Tempe, Mesa, Chandler, Phoenix, and Scottsdale, I guess, how can we make sure that we are all aligned in our efforts so that one city isn't bearing the brunt of what is a regional, national problem?
So affordable housing, have you heard that yet tonight? I just want to make sure. That you've heard affordable housing is really important to the city of Tempe. I serve on the local jurisdiction committee, which is a committee that's for the Maricopa Association of Governments. And this is the same thing we discussed. We talk about affordable housing, we talk about homeless, how can we work as a group regionally to be able to make a difference and share the dollars and not just make the dollars come from Tempe that's serving all the other services for everybody, for all the cities that are around us. So I agree that it's affordable housing, and I agree that we need to make sure that people know about our services. But I'd also like to say then on top of that is continuing to work with the National League of Cities and working with them and the information that we can gather from them on other funding that is out there nationally, that's out there from the federal government that we can bring in. I also think trying to add a little bit more money or whatever we can do to our Tempe Community Council, that they're the ones who are also sending out money to help people stay again in their property. Sometimes somebody is just one rent, one water bill away from trouble. If there is a way, as Councilmember Keating said, to be able to keep people in their homes, that's the best that we can do. And I think we needed to look at more funding for that.
I think that one of the things that is important is affordable housing. The other thing that we have to kind of think about is wages. If people are not making enough money, they're not going to be able to afford and continue to have this struggle in their life and this challenging life that we're looking at. So I think as a council, we also have to advocate. We have to serve as advocates for those people that are not making enough to actually afford the kinds of things that are out there. And affordable housing is one thing, but there's a lot of food instability in our communities. There's a lot of people that are suffering because they can't access mental health. And a lot of those things actually combine into the fact that they just don't make enough. So we have to advocate as a council for those things as well.
Once again, I've been in this community and this kind of activity for about 20 years and actually before that, but the most recent 20 years. And there's a continuum of solutions to go with the continuum of the problem. So everything that everybody said here is absolutely true. What we do need, I think, and should look towards is comprehensive solutions. And you have to define yourself. Do you want to be a really livable city? And what does that take? It takes education and training. It takes jobs and economic opportunity and economic security. It takes health and wellness. So if you've got those, you're going to be successful, which is the model I've used for the last 20 years. 3 circles of success. And if you have those, you will be successful. You'll be a successful city. Without it, you're feeding a person a fish for a day.
All right, for our closing, we'll start at the end with Doreen and we'll come down here and finish with David. 1 minute closing, please.
I just want to say I appreciate, I'm so glad all of you guys are here tonight. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you for the questions that you had. I appreciate you guys hosting us tonight. I just want to say that, I really enjoyed being on the city council. There are, 95% of the time that I'm working has been like the best thing ever. I really feel like I've been able to serve the community and make a difference, which is really what I wanted to do. It's not just for me. It's not just for my kids who live here in Tempe, and it's not for my adorable, almost 2-year-old grandson. It's for everybody. We are looking at making changes and doing great things in the city that's going to be touching a lot of people's lives. I would like to continue to work on the city Tempe Council. I'd like to be able to work with you, continue to listen to you, continue to listen to the things that you think will be able to make our city better and work with you to make that city better. I can't do this on my own as one council member. It takes all of us, and I'm looking at a room I know is filled with people who are service oriented and really care about our community. So I hope that I can continue to be your council member and I can continue to work with you for the future of our city.
I'm Randy Keating, and I need to apologize because I'm gonna bolt out of this door as soon as this forum's over. I gotta see the end of this game. But I want to say that, you know, serving the people of Tempe has been an honor and privilege. I get so much fulfillment and joy out of doing so, and I hope that my passion and knowledge has come through to you all tonight. The fact of the matter is, I am still at a spry, decreasingly so, spry 41. I am still the youngest member of the city council. I think my voice is important in that body, and I am an effective progressive if you look at my record. Though I am leaving, I have some staff, Ron and Jay's in the back, both MLK winners as well, by the way. They will have some literature to pass out. I'm proud to be endorsed by 100% of my colleagues, Congressman Greg Stanton, the sheet metal workers, the iron workers, the carpenters, and more to come. So please, you have 3 votes. I respectfully request to use one of them to let me continue my good work at City Hall. Thank you.
Yes, I would also like to thank Melissa and Susie and everybody else for putting this on. This has been like a fantastic forum. I'm feeling the love and I'm feeling my people in this room. So I've been very at ease today. I would love to use my 25 years of experience in both government and nonprofit work to basically help the community become a really big voice with the city council. I would like to, you know, even though I have made sausage for 25 years in the background behind folks like Corey and Doreen and Randy, I really think right now is the time that I'm going to come out of the limelight and try to do it on my own and use all that experience just for you to make sure that your voices are heard, that it's a fresh perspective. And also as a mom, I've got 4 kids, I've got 4 dogs. Sometimes I like them more than I like my kids. Wife, I have been enmeshed in this community through Wagner, KMS, Corona, state lacrosse boards, all of that other stuff. So I really think that I'm going to be a great fit. And I too, like Randy, would love if I could get one of your 3 votes.
I must say, it really is an honor to be here in front of you. I mean, my background as a therapist, as a psychologist, as an advocate of youth for my entire career, I think that I can bring in different perspectives into the council, and I'm really looking forward to that. I think that I can really begin to kind of work. I worked as a family therapist for a long time. And I always was trained on systems theory, right? So if we become part of a system, we can begin to change it. And that's really what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to become part of a system so I can help in any way that I can. And if I can do that, I think I'm really kind of meeting my mission, I think, as a human being, as a person. So I would like to have that opportunity.
So 21 years ago, I moved to the city of Tempe to be a graduate student at Arizona State University. I thought I would be here for 2 years and then go off somewhere to get a PhD. But after about 18 months of being in Tempe, I absolutely fell in love with the city. I fell in love with the people. I saw the wonderful things that had already happened, and I saw the passion that people had for innovation and further growth. And I'm just really excited. I never thought that I would end up on the city council at the age of 29. But here I am at the age of 45 and still here with the opportunity to be the mayor of this wonderful place. And I really am confident that our city's best days are truly ahead of us. So I'm really honored to be your mayor, and I'm asking for your vote for another 4 years. Thank you.
Once again, thanks everybody. You know, I've served my country, my state, the county, my city since I was 19 years old. I'm celebrating my 76th birthday next week, and so And I've been recognized for valorous acts, for meritorious achievement by several countries, and as well as some of my colleagues and coworkers. So I've got a lot of experience behind me. I am ready to stop talking and start doing. Stop talking and start doing. And so I'm capable and ready of jumping out of the gate and starting right away on some of these issues that you've all brought up. There's no debate. I know how to put together, services for homeless people. But anyway, thank you very much. It's davidforcouncil.org, and please help yourself to the website. Thanks.
Thank you all so much for joining us tonight and bearing with us as we're learning our new space and getting comfortable here and figuring things out. And also because the national championship game is on tonight. Thank you. Corey made a promise that he was going to be here and he's here. So thank you for coming. And next up, Melissa's going to give us a quick legislative update. And I believe all of the candidates have yard signs and literature in the back. So anybody interested in getting that stuff or volunteering with them, they can talk with them at the back. Thank you guys so much. Oh, no.
Joe, you're up. So one of the ways that we raise money are these amazing Bada Bing raffles baskets that are over there. The QR code is up on the screen as well as on your page. So don't forget to buy your raffle tickets. This space, we have to be out of here by 8:30. We have to have everything cleaned up and put back because the facility closes. So we won't be able to stay too late here, but this space has been amazing so far. With that being said, we are letting you know that postage is going to be going up. So we're going to be trying to purchase a lot of our postage before it goes up. We have some ActBlue links that we can send out or give to you if you'd like to help sponsor postage. Because we anticipate spending probably about $20,000 or $16,000 in postage. It's a ridiculous amount. Postage is about 67 cents. 66 right now. So every time we mail a letter, it's 66 cents. And we plan on mailing a lot. But we are going to look into some other options as well of printing and mailing. So thank you everybody for your contributions. It has been great. I'm going to allow, it was opening day at the legislature today. I'm going to ask the 3 legislators to come on up. They can give us a little quick talk about what's going on and how it was. Keep in mind, we also have many ways that we raise money by donation only, which is t-shirts, bumper stickers, and things like that. Who's going first? Who's up?
Okay.
Good evening, everybody. Patty can first. Your representative. So first off, I just wanted to welcome you to Pecos Community Center. This is one of the facilities that I actually supervised when I was working for the city of Phoenix. So it's enjoyed the facility here. And if you're an adult and want to come and do some of the nice programs you've been seeing scrolling through there, it's only costs like $20 for the whole year to come over and enjoy participate in activities here. That being said, I'm not playing so well, but so I'll let Mitzi go on and Stacy, I thought I saw her over here too. But today was opening day, and I do want to thank all of you for your support and for allowing me to be your humble servant at the State House of Representatives. We're looking forward to this year, and it's going to be a short one, according to the president and the speaker of the house. They seem to think that we're going to be done before Memorial Day this year, so that's great. So maybe we'll take a poll later on that. But I am not feeling well, so I'm going to let this go on to somebody else here. Where goes Miss Stacy?
We always take the best for last. In terms of new people, Mary Jane, if you guys don't know her, Mary Jane Bricko, follow her on Twitter. She gives a really good Twitter game. So the legislature today was absolutely fantastic. No shenanigans. We thought there were going to be shenanigans. There was only one shenanigan, and that was Senator Kern, who just more than anything just looked like a tool. But, so we're all getting ready, we're doing our bills. And, the only news that I have to share are two things. I have been, I'm actually receiving from the, Mr. Lucier mentioned the unified, UAV and, the Hall of Fame. I'm actually, receiving the Copper Shield Award, as a legislator for services to the veteran community. And hot off the press is gonna be named tomorrow. I've been named ranking member of Military Affairs and Public Safety. So if we manage, when we manage to take 2024, I could ostensibly be the one deciding the bills that get through to help, so start making some choices and making some change for good, both for our veterans and for public safety, for our firefighters, and trying to drum up our community. So that's where I'm at now. Thank you very much. Now it's time for what shenanigans happened in the Senate today, Mitzi?
None, hooray. Although, well, thank you once again for sending me, this was to the legislature, this is my 8th year of opening day. Day of late the night before preparing, long day, lots of running, lots of steps today on my watch. And then making it over here for the best way to end any evening with an LD12 meeting. So thank you for sending me to the legislature. Your work got it done, and our work together is going to get it done for 2024. We are going to make Stacy be chair of MAPS, and we are going to make Democrats be chairs of all the committees, and this is going to be a great year. So yeah. But today was a cool thing I want to share with you, just a little bit of story to understand how we work as legislators, and to uplift the possibilities in your head. So my guests today were Ava Charette, who is a high school student working on a Girl Scout project, and we wrote a bill together. She wants to end period poverty, and she wants period products in bathrooms to be free in public places. Together, we've been working for 6 months. She put together a little board of advisors, and we wrote a bill. Today, we dropped it in the hopper. Reach out to your legislator and be part of democracy. It's just a beautiful thing. So that happened. Yeah, Ava deserves that credit. Similarly, my two other guests were Demetra Presley, who founded Go With The Flow, and we got the money in the budget for a grant program for students to have period products in bathrooms in all Arizona schools, public schools. Boy, that money flew out in the grant program. Schools wanted this so much to do it for the girls, to help keep girls in classrooms. And Demetra was an important part of the grassroots to make that happen. Similarly, CHISPA is with a wonderful grassroots group that worked with us on Trees for Kids. In fact, they named the program. And now, similarly, it's only $300,000 to plant trees in schoolyards. But that is happening. We are planting trees, and we started in the schoolyards that need trees the most. And CHISPA was an important partner in that. Vanya Guevara was my guest today as a symbolic person of grassroots reach out. It worked, and so we've made that happen. So that's just 3 people who reached out and said, let's make a difference together. And so what you do really does make a difference. And it's the grassroots, the people of America, that are making our government work. And government is there for you. Government is you, because these people reached out and they got things done. And that's what we do in this country and in the state. So thank you for that. A little uplifting. Democracy works. Don't let anybody tell you it's not working. It's a beautiful thing. And today was a great day. Thank you.
Thank you very much. All right, so we are at the moment where we're gonna go ahead and do our Bada Bing raffle. I know, so you'll kick me out. Okay, well, while he's getting that ready, I do want to remind you that we do have our Decadent Delights. Did I mention there was chocolate? Chocolate. And you get to go home with a goodie bag, so buy your tickets for that. I'm working on getting elected officials at the meeting or at the event. And then don't forget about state committee as well. There's a lot going on, and if you can't make the meeting, don't forget your proxy forms for state committee. Are you ready? He is ready.
All right, so the first one we're gonna do is the personal wine tasting.
Personal wine tasting. Sold 238 tickets. I can't do a drum roll. Ticket number 95. Hugo, congratulations. All right. So 238 tickets for the what? Coffee. Coffee. Ticket number 149. We're sitting on the edge of our seats.
That is Diana Escalante.
All right, Diana, congratulations. Thank you very much for supporting LD12 Democrats. I'm an Ahwatukee precinct. I need PC signatures in case you need any. Please stay after. We have petitions. Dana has petitions if you haven't signed them for the abortion and the right to work. And thank you very much. I will go ahead and close the meeting at 8:03. You guys. Oh, wait. Sorry, I can't close the meeting. I forgot. I'm sorry. It's now open for any new business or any other information. I'm so sorry. I skipped. But we do have to be out here, so you gotta hurry up. So while you're doing that, I'm gonna go ahead. You gotta come up.
I didn't go.
Yes, I'm sorry. Go ahead. But while you're doing that, I'm gonna close this up.
Okay, a moderated town hall on the Mideast conflict was held this past Saturday, January 6th. All LD12 PCs were invited and 55 attended. After a delicious breakfast supplied by volunteers, the town hall was moderated by Arizona Town Hall President Tara Jackson, assisted by Evelyn Kasuga, who graciously both waived their usual fees charged. The room was divided into 5 groups of 11 for individual discussions on the 3 pre-sent questions. Each group's responses were then presented with the moderators summarizing and combining them. Attendees felt that the town hall was very productive for open dialogue and narrowing divisiveness. The main purpose of the town hall was to keep LD12 unified and focused on the upcoming presidential election, and it should be noted that it was not an official LD12 Democratic event. There will be a written summary that all in attendance will receive later this week. If anyone else in this room or anyone else in LD12 would like to see a summary of that meeting and what took place, I was wondering if Melissa, would they be able to contact you because you're going to be getting a copy?
Yes, Paul will get a copy too, right? I'm gonna defer to Paul White.
Okay. Okay, I feel bad for Paul, so you can contact me too. So if Paul or I, you could contact us if you'd like a copy of the summary. If you were there, you're gonna get it automatically in an email. If not, please contact us. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. My name's Bunny Davis, Ruth in the middle, Bunny Ruth Davis. I'm here tonight because I put my hat in the ring to run for Kyrene Elementary School District Governing Board. So I wanted to introduce myself to you. I have been in education since I graduated from college a lot of years ago. I have been a teacher, I've been a counselor, I have also been an attorney for Tucson Unified School District for a lot of years. So I moved up here to be with my grandchildren who live in Tempe, and so my grandchildren have gone to Kyrene, and the youngest one will be at Corona next year. So I thought it was a good time for me to put my hat in the ring. I am a firm believer in public education, and I believe that it is really the building block. It's the foundation for our communities. And I hope when I'm on the board to reignite a community-wide interest in public education and have people come together for our kids and for their education, so we don't in the future end up in the kind of situation that we're in right now. So thank you very much. I have petitions with me. I'm gathering petitions to get on the ballot, and I'd really appreciate it if any of you would be willing to sign. I have them with me tonight, and I'll be in back. So
And what
thank
was
you.
your name again?
Bunny Davis. I'm using Bunny so people remember my name. Ruth, they wouldn't remember. Thank you.
Hey everyone, good evening. My name is Nicole Miller. I'm running for the Tempe Union High School Governing Board. I have surpassed the signature stage. I have my signatures to qualify for the ballot, so I will be on the ballot in 2024. I'm now at the next stages of my campaign. And so I just wanted to give you all an update. I have a third grader at Wagner and a freshman at Corona. I have been directly involved in the district on the school safety committee, as well as attending all of the meetings and just kind of becoming familiar with the inner workings of the district. I think we have a really great board, really great dynamics, but I think that I am values aligned with the board, but I also think that there are some opportunities that we can, take advantage of, like making sure that we're including students of all abilities, making sure that we're including people from all backgrounds. And so I just want to be able to provide a perspective as a first-generation American, as a first-generation college grad. I believe I bring a unique perspective that is not necessarily represented on the board. So thank you. Have a good night.
Thank you for reminding me about open new business. Is there any other new business? Any other candidates that would like to say anything before I close the meeting? Oh, yes, there's one more. You all thought you were gonna leave, just one more.
As a candidate, I'm asking all of you, go to Equal. Melissa has included it in the newsletter that she sends to you. Press the link to that Equal button. Go sign the petitions for all of your favorite Democratic candidates, and then send the link to a friend. So this online Equal is fantastic. Let's go get this done. Thank you so much.
Yes, I will make one quick announcement. I appreciate everybody thinking that I do the newsletter. My name is on it, but Susie Thornton is amazing. She makes me look very good. So thank you. Everybody's like, thank you for the newsletter. I'm like, I have to say something. Susie makes me look amazing. So thank you. Any others? Okay, one more.
This is quick.
Quick. I'll hold it.
Are we still on?
We're still on.
This is just a recognition. I forgot to mention these people earlier, and I see one of them in the back, the Hodge family, Jevin and Jason and Miss Verdetta. I like to thank them for always inviting me to events and connecting me with people. So Miss Verdetta, if you're watching, appreciate you, dear.
Thank you. Okay, any others? Going once, going twice. I'm closing the meeting at 8:10 p.m. Thank you all for a wonderful meeting. I appreciate it.
These next meetings.
Probably.
Okay. What do we need to do? Take the chairs?
No, the chairs all stay here. Chairs. Except for.